tip if you want post.
You're listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Up a ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I'll rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel king smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Saturday night, blonde hair, thunder taking the mic. Bodies said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lord Amadeus, your host for tonight's RAWF After Hours live from Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is RAWF After Hours. Let me bring in my co-host, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome.
¡Hola, muchachos! Yo soy
Ladies and gentlemen, he is El Vacant. Hola, El Vacant.
Hola, muchachos!
How are you this evening, sir?
Muy bien, muy bien.
That's
¿Y tú?
great. I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking. It's had the week off, got it nice and rested and relaxed, and now we are just 1 week away from Unyielding, and we'll talk about all that in just a few moments. But let's see here. Where do we want to start? Should we start with? I tell you what. Let's start with the rankings tonight. What do you think? Think we could do that?
I can do that.
Let's do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, El Vacant, please let people know what the current rankings are.
I would, except that I haven't been sent them yet.
Oh. How did that? Okay. Could have sworn I did. Yeah, you're right. There you go.
I'm usually right.
Keyword usually. There you go, sir.
Dankeschön. All right, everybody. As you all know, these are how the rankings work. We're halfway through 7 to 14 matches, so well, anything can happen from here, I guess. All right, here we go. In 25th place, we have Tigress. In 24th place, we have Sassy Applebee's. In 23rd place, we have the Redneck Avenger. In 22nd place, we have Flynn Savage. In 24th, well, I haven't said this name in a while. In 21st place, we have Ciro Il Napolitano. In 20th place, we have Davila. In 19th place, we have Sai. In 18th place, oh, look at that. The doctor is in 18th place, Dr. Kent. In 17th place, the pure one sits pretty, uber vegan. In 16th place, we have Knox Boogie. In 15th place, we have everybody's favorite vulture, Eva. Well, maybe not everybody's. I think someone out there is a little skittish about her, but more than one someone, really. All right. In 14th place, we have Billy Gunn. In 13th place, we have Nightcrawler. In 12th place, we have, once again, the most aptly named man in all of professional wrestling, the unsettled Christopher Cage. In 11th place, we have Hotshot Chaz. This brings us to the current top 10. Again, this is halfway through, 7 to 14 matches. In 10th place, we have the Extreme Enigma. In 19th place, we have Baba Shaker. In 8th place, we have, oh, look at that, clickety-clack, it's a hobo attack, Hobo Ezekiel in 8th place. In 7th place, we have Destroyer with a bullet. In 6th place, we have the Lord of the Seas, Killer Neptune. In 5th place, working pretty strong here, Ken Costa. In 4th place, we have Blake motherfucking Bradley. In 3rd place, we have the Diesel Warrior. In 2nd place, we have Simply the Best. And in 1st place, and probably likely to stay there knowing this man because he also is the extra points winner this month, is our current RAWF champion, the Paragon of Greatness.
All right. I am posting those in the scene right now. And that is halfway through this rankings period. And yeah, so just, Paragon's already won the extra points tournament. How far of a lead does he have? Well, I'm not going to reveal that. But
A lot.
Yeah,
At least 25 points.
At least. But yeah. At any rate, that is your top 25 halfway through this current rankings period. And of course, the rankings period, the last match will be next Sunday at Unyielding. All right. Now, next up, let's get to some GM and event reports. All right. So let's start with our Ultimate Gauntlet GM. Paragon, are you here?
I am, and I actually have an Ultimate Gauntlet report for the first time in a couple of weeks. We took some weeks off, letting the champion have a bit of a fair shake and not have to fight multiple title matches in a row on the same night. So we had to wait a couple of weeks to get our Gauntlet match going. Unfortunately for the man that ran the Ultimate Gauntlet, the Extreme Enigma was not able to defeat the Immortal Griffith, and Enigma had some, let's call it colorful language to describe the experience in our scene. But then we got our gauntlet running back up again. It started with Sai taking on Revenge, and Sai would pick up the first win as we started the Ultimate Gauntlet back up, but that run would end at 1 as Sai would go up against Destroyer, and this newer superstar here in RAWF making a lot of waves, making a big name for herself immediately, making a huge impact, taking out Sai in the Ultimate Gauntlet, going on to a second match with Sassy Applebee's, and Sassy Applebee's is able to take down the Destroyer. Sassy Applebee's now goes on to a second match with Strangleheart. Sassy Applebee's is able to defeat Strangleheart, former World Heavyweight Champion, and now Sassy Applebee's currently taking on RAWF Hall of Famer Mark Caliber in a match that would be her third match in the Ultimate Gauntlet.
All right. Thank you, Paragon, for the Ultimate Gauntlet report. I now take you guys to the tag team report via Unstoppabot. The top 5 tag teams after 5 of 6 rounds. In first place, Dungeons and Dragons. That is Paragon and Killer Neptune. Second place, Thunderstruck, Destroyer, and Magnificent Michael. In third place are the Hellhounds, Nightcrawler and Soul Reaper. In fourth place, the reigning tag team champions, 2 miserable fuckers. And that's Strangleheart and Rick Nelson. And in fifth place, Absolutely Fabulous, which is DW and Tigress. 1 round remains, and the next season of RAWF Tags is now open for signups. They will close next Sunday on February 16th, the day of after the Unyielding radio show. All right, next up, Cougs, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Well, as y'all hear, Cougs has been doing a lot of lecturing this week. I have a feeling, and she has something she wants to say tonight. Cougs, go right ahead.
Okay, first I have started the high voltage tournaments. I did have a little snafu and missed a couple of people that signed up. So the first set of tournaments do not count. The second set normally have a C and or a B in them. Those will be the ones that will get the official winners for the 4 spots remaining in the season. As far as anything goes, I started the first match with that one. And in the scene, and as I have said here on the show several times, it is in your best interest to wait until the rules are posted in the match before you move. I have already had 2 people disqualify themselves because they did not follow the rules and they did not wait. It is not a short time limit match. There's 5 days for it. You can wait an extra 20 or 30 minutes that it takes for me to go into each single match to put that little blurb in as to what the rules are for that match.
All right. All right. And well, I mean, by now people should know the rules and anything goes. So if it's on them if they can't follow the rules to the act, and yeah, they should kind of wait. But especially if they see anything goes. But
Well,
is what it is.
Vix even just said that she checked the scene before she moved, because I do post the match prior to making the matches. I post which match it will be. So if the rules are already posted before the matches are made as well.
All right. Well, I mean, again, people should know the rules of the anything goes, and they should check the scene before they move in their matches. So, all right, Cougs, anything else to add?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, you go rest that voice. Maybe if you're still around, I'll bring you on in a little bit, and we'll talk about what's going on with you and everybody else in Anarchy. All right. Okay. I believe the first class last Maeve O'Hare has a report. Maeve?
Well, of course you have to catch me right when I'm in the middle of doing 20 other things.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a very minor report because not a whole lot has happened yet. We are still in round 1 of the Bridget tourney, but we've only got 2 matches left. So that is Vex versus Starshot and Tigers versus Sisulu. So as soon as those 2 matches finish, we will go into round 2.
All right. Thank you, Maeve. Appreciate that. Oh, apparently she lost internet. All right. Well, Cougs, if you listen to this later, was nice to hear from you. Hopefully you'll feel your voice will be better next time we talk to you here. All right, and finally, Extreme Enigma for the Arcana Clash division. Enigma, are you
Sure am.
there?
How am I coming through?
Just fine.
5x5.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we do finally have an Arcana Clash title match set after a lot of delays. I think we missed a pay-per-view even. Sai and Vex's finals match ended up with Vex winning, so we're getting the same exact match again, but this time, shiny belt on the line. Vex versus Sai for the Arcana Clash title at Unyielding.
All right, so that's official. I'll get that. Arcana Clash.
And signups for the next season
Sai
will
versus
happen
Vex.
after the title match has finished up.
All right, excellent. That's gonna be a good match. Gonna be a damn good match. All right. Thank you, Enigma, and stick around. We'll talk with you more in a little bit as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to tomorrow's Superstars, which comes live to you from the Pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, home of the the New Mexico Lobos. And we will see the main event tomorrow will be Papa Shaker defending the Superstars Championship against Eva. That ought to be a good match. And for the rest of the card, let's bring on our man. Hey, nope. There we go.
The song's so
Randy.
nice we had to hear it twice.
Hey, boss man, thank you. How's everybody doing this evening? Oh, bacon looking good. I could smell the tacos from it.
I hope that's more from the truck than me. That's.
I think it might be from you, but I'm not sure.
Look, I bathe. What the hell?
All right, hold on. Let me get out my papers here. What we got? All right. So tomorrow, Superstars in Albuquerque. You got Ciro El Napolitano versus Andy Price. Hobo Ezekiel versus Kitty Kabam. Billy Gunn versus Aaron McFadden. Blake Bradley takes on Ken Costa. Tigress takes on Chris Cage. Dr. Kent takes on Revenge. The Moose takes on Little Miss Sassy. Natalia Nitro takes on Rick Nelson. Johnny Mayhem to take on Extreme Enigma. Seabell takes on DW Diesel Warrior. Undertaker to take on Sassy Applebee's. Flynn Savage versus Hotshot Chaz. Deez versus the Immortal Griffith. Money Sue versus Knox Boogie. Evan Deadly takes on Simply the Best. Paragon of Greatness goes one-on-one with Nightcrawler. Uber Vegan TPO versus Big Papa. Magnificent Michael takes on Toxic Megatron Avenger. Miss Beautifatal takes on Wildfire. Spectacular takes on Destroyer. Devilla takes on Killer Neptune. Joey A takes on Starshot. And Crazy Serb takes on Redneck Avengers. Soul Reaper takes on The Cougar. Maeve O'Hare takes on that person you say a lot better than I do, El Vacant, but I think we know it's Beast. Mark Caliber versus Angel Bitch. Dark Warrior versus The Razor. Marquis de Sade takes on The Minion. Nimue of Leonese takes on Alley Knight. Psycho Girl to take on Big F and Hitman. Mancunian Maniac takes on Scythe. Strangleheart takes on the Stormtrooper of Death. Angel of Hate takes on the Crippler. Mystic Maniac takes on Sophia McFadden. Greek god Jim Steele takes on Mr. Sulu. What?
Sisulu.
Okay, Sisulu. Gotcha. Sisulu. Got it. All right. Where was I? All right. Roger the Pirate takes on Boney. Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon takes on Hot Cheese, and Tad Beagle Wolf Dennis takes on Sean Hitman Hud. That's your show for tomorrow here in Albuquerque, 1 week away from Unyielding. Thank you, boss. El Vacant, I'm gonna. I smell cilantro. You got
So are you one
cilantro?
of those people that think it tastes like soap?
No, I like the taste of
Oh,
cilantro.
good. Then you're normal. Good.
All right, boss man, I got it. There you go. All right, thank you, Randy. So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, that is tomorrow's Superstars live from the pit here in Albuquerque. A big, big night leading into Unyielding. All right. Make sure I. Susu Studio. All right. First of all, Maeve, if you come back in here for just a quick second, I hope you're not too busy again. But I need that.
I know what can I do for you, Bossman?
I appreciate. I want to mention that for those of you who want to try to call into the new After Hours studio here on Riverside, Maeve has made a scene. She's trying to help people out doing so. Although I don't think we have a phone app directions just yet.
That is what I'm working on right now. I've done it through the mobile browser on your phone, but I have not yet figured out how to get that invitation that you send out to open in the app. It is not cooperating, so that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. Well, we can try. Might be able to try some things. I wonder. I'm gonna try something.
Kinky.
Should I be concerned that you're getting creative, Bossman?
No. No, can't do it. There's no way to directly invite anybody. So.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I wish there was. At least if there is, I don't know how to see. Yeah, the only thing I can do is set out links. I can send out email invites. Might have to might try to do that in the future, but
I'm here to help.
yeah. All right. Again, folks, we're still getting used to the new studio. We'll try to get all this worked out here.
But I will say that in my experience, if you are coming in from the link, if you're on your phone and you're in WU and you click the link that Bossman gives you, it should open directly in your mobile browser of choice.
She cut out.
She did cut out. Maeve?
Maeve?
Still there?
Maeve?
Apparently, Coog's not the only one having the internet issues tonight.
Oh boy.
But as I was saying, the link that is shared in WU does come directly to your mobile browser.
All right. Well,
and I would not recommend downloading the app in particular at this juncture.
Okay.
Be prudent.
At least not if you're trying to use it to call into the show. It doesn't seem to be particularly helpful for that.
All right. Well.
But I will keep working with it.
All right. Well, I appreciate your help on this, and I appreciate you making the scene, helping others to be able to do the same. Hopefully, we can get more people in here, and once people get used to how to do it, then yeah, that'll work. All right. Thank you, Maeve.
You're welcome, Bossman.
All right. I won't call on you for a while. I'll let you get back to work, but let's talk now, El Vacant, about Unyielding.
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
All right. Unyielding, of course, comes to us live just 1 week from tomorrow night, the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. It is RAWF Unyielding. Been a couple years since we've done Unyielding, and I'm looking forward to it very much so. And it's already looking to be a stellar lineup. First of all, I know Ken Costa and the Paragon of Greatness, a special challenge match. Soul Reaper takes on Eva in a first blood match. Hold on a second. I got to. Okay. Yes. So Reaper versus Even, a first blood match. Hatfield McCoy, Chris Cage. By the way, speaking of GM reports, Hatfield McCoy, the contendership match between Chris Cage and Lil Miss Sassy, the winners of the Hatfield and McCoy tournaments, respectively, squared off last week here in Oklahoma, was it in Dallas. And Chris Cage, the reigning Hatfield McCoy champion, won. Therefore, he gets to choose his opponent next week at Unyielding. He has yet to do so. So I'll keep you all updated on that. Hopefully by next week he gets me that information. Arcana Clash, as Enigma just mentioned a few moments ago, Seabill versus Vex. That ought to be a good matchup there. L Vacant. Vex getting an opportunity in an RAWF championship. Haven't seen her in the title picture for quite a while. What are your thoughts?
I mean, she's already out there making noise like how it's going to be an easy match. Although I'm like, didn't you just lose for her to get this title match? Just saying.
We shall see. All right, Nightcrawler will defend the Powerball Championship against Tigress, who won the Powerball Contendership tournament. Tigress is, no stranger to winning titles. Who do you like here for the Powerball Championship?
I'm thinking end still.
Okay. I mean, for me, this could go either way.
It could. But you can never overlook champion's advantage.
True. Especially considering Tigress also has to defend the Multimedia Championship, that against Extreme Enigma. So who do you see? Is that one and still as well?
I kind of think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of think it is. Enigma talks a good game and gets themselves into the spotlight for pay-per-views pretty well, and then seems to not do very well in that spotlight.
Nothing against Tigress, but I think Enigma maybe do. I think they maybe do.
It's possible.
So we'll see. We shall see next week at Unyielding. Starshot to defend the Triple Crown Championship against Sassy Applebee's and Seabill. Who walks out the Triple Crown champion, in your opinion?
So if all things were equal and fair, I would actually give this to Sassy, except it's not, because you have two people. It's going to be a 2-on-1 fight. I mean, Sai's part of elevated society. She's going to go in there and do everything in her power to make sure that STB keeps his title.
Wait, we're talking Triple Crown?
Right, didn't you say STB and Sai?
Sassy Applebee's and Sai.
And who was the third?
Starshot.
Oh, Starshot. I heard, okay. Pardon me while I wake the fuck up.
Please?
Oh, that's different. Well, then I go with Sassy. Yeah, no, if that's not, I don't know why I heard Simply the Best. You said Starshot. You clearly said Star. It's a different amount of syllables.
The only thing similar is the S that this
S. Yeah, I guess I heard S. So just okay.
But yeah, so are you saying Sai is going to look to take the Triple Crown Championship for the Elevated Society?
I mean, obviously she is going to be doing that. But if as I started with, if all things were equal in that match, I would bet on Sassy, and therefore, seeing all things are equal, I am betting on Sassy.
I can't disagree there. But I don't think Starshot walks out as Triple Crown champion. That much I can say. Fubar City Championship, the Immortal Griffith defends against Kenny Boy Ken Costa. Costa looking for his first major RAWF championship, but he's got the most decorated champion in RAWF history standing in his way from that. And in a Fubar City anything rule goes match that Griff can do anything he possibly wants, I worry for Ken Costa's safety.
As do I. Yeah, as do I. I don't. I always feel bad when someone gets one of their first real major title shots in this company and it turns out to be against Griff. I always feel like that's That's just not fair. That's just mean.
Yeah, it's not good. But if Ken Costa were to win the Fubar City Championship on Unyielding, definitely the greatest accomplishment, the greatest match of his RAWF career. Billy Gunn to defend the Midnight Hobo Championship against Nightcrawler. Your thoughts?
So here's what I've been thinking about this long and hard. Like, if you had asked me this last week, I would have said Nightcrawler. I really would have. But I've been really thinking about it. I'm really paying attention. I don't know. I think Billy has got what do they say down south? A burr under his saddle, right? He's been annoyed, being overlooked. He's tired of it, and I think he's been out there trying to prove something. And I think he's going to do everything in his power to retain this title to shut people up. And I think he's going to manage it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Billy Gunn does pull that off. I mean, he had a huge victory over Enigma defending that title a couple weeks ago. And, Nightcrawler, we'll see. We shall see. It should be a great matchup. DW will defend the Estrogen Championship. By the way, both DW and Grift, men's and estrogen champions, won their perspective Arsehole and Biatch of the month. They both got to choose their own opponents. And DW went with Miss Beautifatal here. Miss Beautifatal getting her first opportunity in a major RAWF championship. Did DW pick right or pick wrong?
I suspect she chose a match that's in her favor. But I think Miss Beautifatal is someone you should not overlook. And if DW goes into this match thinking it's the gimme because she chose someone who isn't normally a threat, she might find herself mistaken. If she goes in taking Miss Beautifatal seriously, I suspect she retains.
Yeah, I love that. I have to agree with that totally. If she's not, and she did say she's not, she is taking it seriously. So there you go. We shall see. The Immortal Griffith defending the men's championship since he won the Arsenal month. He chose the man he beat for the Fubar City championship a couple of weeks ago, kind of paying it forward for Chaz accepting the challenge, being man enough to accept the challenge for the Fubar City. He's giving the men's title shot to Hot Shot Chaz. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like he called that shot before he even won the tournament. He flat out said, "If I win this, I'm giving the shot to Chaz." For exactly like you said, for basically paying it forward. Like, hey, you were man enough to accept my challenge. If I have that opportunity, I'm giving it back. And then he did. He went and won the tournament, and he lived up to it. He gave that title shot to Chaz. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. The last match was pretty damn good. I think we're going to see another really good match. I suspect it's going to stay with Griff, but I think Chaz is, how I get that feeling every once in a while someone's due. I'm kind of starting to get that feeling about Chaz again, that he's due again. So I think there's a non-zero chance he pulls this out.
Yeah, we shall see. Like I said, all of these matchups, pretty good matchups. Simply the Best to defend the national championship against Hobo Ezekiel, and this one doesn't sound good to me for Hobo Ezekiel. STB has the Elevated Society backing him up. Hobo Ezekiel's more worried, I think, at this point about Destroyer shooting Mama Moose. Your thoughts?
I think if Hobo can actually concentrate on this match without any other distractions, yes, Destroyer, I'm looking at you. I think he wins hands down. But distracted, I don't know.
We shall see. Yeah, I think I have a feeling STB we're going to see Ann still, because I think Hobo would be more focused on protecting Mama Moose and keeping an eye on Destroyer if that was all possible.
See, agreed.
Dees defends the Platinum Dragon Championship against the former champion Killa Neptune, a rematch. Dees winning the title from Killa at Jingle Hell Rock. Killa looking to become to add to his already record number of Platinum Dragon Championship reigns. And as soon as there we go, we know he is already a 5-time Platinum Dragon champion, which is 2 times more than anybody else. Looking to become a 6th-time at Unyielding. What are your thoughts? Can Killa add another Platinum Dragon title reign to his resume, or does Dees hold on to the belt?
I don't want to underestimate Dees in any way because look, he won the title. He's been a world champion. He's an incredible technician in that ring. I feel like it's fated. I feel like we're gonna see 6 times.
You can't count Killa down. Dees it almost feels like he's going through the motions at this point. So we will see. I kind of agree with you on that one, though. And finally, in the main event, the Paragon of Greatness will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against the...
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry, what? I was distracted briefly, what?
Hey. Eyes over here. Come on, pay it. You got a job to do.
Uh-huh.
All right. So is Paragon of Greatness defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Simply the Best from the Elevated Society? The Elevated Society wants to get a hold of that world title belt. Paragon stands in their way. What say you?
Unless Paragon goes in completely distracted and not paying attention, I don't see, after trying so hard and so long to get this title, I do not see him being a transitional champion in any way, shape, or form.
Plus, I'm almost positive the Paragon of Greatness wants to go to Immortal, and which is coming up. Which is coming up fast. Good Lord, how the time passes. But he wants to go into Immortal as World Heavyweight Champion. He wants to be in that main event. That seems to be.
He wants to be where the spotlight is.
Exactly. So I'm banking. I'm not banking. I'm predicting Paragon as well. So I tend to agree with you on that. All right. So that is our talk about Unyielding. That is 1 week from tomorrow night. I tell you, I mean, I'm starting to get used to the new studio here, El Vacant. There are some things that I miss though, like the old commercials. Do you miss the old commercials?
I had some of them.
Well, what ones don't you miss?
The one Hobo did for me.
Oh, well. It's time for a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
God damn it!
El Vacant, talk a truck. If you smell something burning, you're in luck. I'm hungry. Goddamn. Sticking out my thumb cause I suck at driving. If El Vacant is pissing through, chances are you're gonna have to poo. I'm hungry. Goddamn. I checked my Yeetus and I want more boom shots. I'm hungry. Goddamn. I think I ate a bunch of roadkill. All the tacos are being fried. What can I get for $3.99? Goddamn. From the Tex-Mex border to that Levittown. I'm hungry. Goddamn. Just one bite of me wishing for the bathroom. From the salsa, beans, and rice. Food so strong you'll think twice. Goddamn. Everita, Tizzarita, Hookerita, Trapperita, Whipperita, Heads Tot Sauce, Beanie Weenies, Boom Sauce, Pizza, Conspiracy, chill up with greatness. Goddamn. Tequila, Tecate, cervezas, Modelo, Soul, dipping wings, burgers, chipotle, guacamole, mystery meat, goddamn, roadkill, pickles.
I hate you.
What? We have
You-
to pay the bills, you know.
For the record, there never has been nor will there ever be roadkill at my goddamn taco trucks.
Oh, shoot.
And what the hell is a hookerita?
Didn't you watch the video?
I did. I got to admit, the chalupa of greatness is hilarious.
Oh my god. Ah, I'm sorry. All right, I think we should start. We should start the interview segments here. Let's start with the man who got himself. He gets himself into the damnedest situations, and Unyielding is no different, ladies and gentlemen, as he takes on Seabell. I'm sorry, yeah, takes on Eva in a first blood match. Please
Yeah,
welcome.
one of those.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper now joining us here on After Hours. Good evening, Soul Reaper, live from your hunting cabin, and you've been doing a lot of hunting, skinning up there. What's that all been all about?
I'd rather not talk about that anymore.
What do you mean? That's what you have to do. Okay.
Yeah, So, Vacant, you said you've never had mystery meat roadkill tacos at your taco trucks?
Not once.
Well, what about
ever.
mystery meat?
I don't even know what the hell mystery meat is. I know we use nothing but the finest.
Knowing Hobo, we probably don't want to know.
Hobo is not allowed in my kitchen.
I don't blame you.
Hobo stands outside of the truck and gets handed his food.
I don't blame you there. About Unyielding, this whole thing has had me rattled. Now that I've got what I wanted, now I'm starting to wonder, what did I get myself into?
You're just now wondering that.
Now you wonder that.
Yeah, probably should have learned my lesson after Griff kicked my ass last year.
Well, I mean,
I got nothing.
Well, you know Eva's in the building.
I noticed
and
that.
I'm
It's
sure
a good thing I'm far, far away from the building right now.
Well, that's true. As you saw in the chat there, she is listening. So, anything you have to say to Eva before that first blood match next week?
Don't have mercy. Don't kill me.
Yeah, that's not likely.
You know, confidence is not your strong suit there.
Not when you have to deal with creepy
Reaper.
vultures, no.
This was your idea. I just want to point this out.
I know.
This
You
was
did
your...
this to you.
I know this.
I mean,
oh no. Oh no.
It I'm just saying. This you brought this on yourself, I'm afraid.
I know I did.
And now you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Mentioned earlier that Hellhounds are in the top 5 of the tag team titles for the possibly be the next challengers to the miserable.
Well,
effort.
we have been
Any quick
consistently
thoughts on that?
staying in the top 5.
Yeah, you have.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted for a second. I've disposed of all the
Did she
vulture
flash you too?
carcasses, but yet I keep finding more feathers as I pick them up.
Well, maybe you can make a pillow.
Yeah. And Vacant, I wouldn't start your taco truck for a few days.
Why?
Do you want to find out?
Yes. Why? That's my livelihood. Don't make me beat you to within an inch of your life.
Never mind.
He's gonna leave you hanging. Guess you better have the nephews search that vehicle.
Maybe the bomb squad.
All right.
Look.
I'm kidding,
Right.
Bacon. Why would I mess with your livelihood like that?
Why do you do half the things you do?
That is a good question.
All right. Well, Reaper, if there's nothing else, appreciate you calling in tonight. And you have 1 week to say your prayers,
Yeah, I'm
I
probably going
guess.
to have to update my life insurance. I'll also make sure my health insurance is up to date.
All right. Good luck to you on that one, Reaper. And we will talk to you again hopefully next week before the wake.
Yeah.
All right. That was the Celtic Nightmare Soul Reaper. And yeah, he's definitely having some regrets there, El Vacant, as you can hear. No doubt about it.
Yeah, he messes with drugs, get more regrets.
I mean, I tell you what. But at any rate, so he puts himself in these positions though. So I can't really feel bad for him at this point. Can you?
No, especially if you mess with my trucks.
Yeah, that's not a good idea either. All right.
Look, I'm
next,
70 feet tall, and you can't teach that, okay?
right? Absolutely. All right. Next up, I think it's time to talk to. You know what? Let's talk to the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm sure he's got a lot to talk about with that big match coming up, main event of Unyielding. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, I'm about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is indeed the paragon of greatness, the reigning RAWF World Heavyweight Champion, as well as RAWF White Lightning Champion. Paragon, good evening again.
Good evening. Actually, I'm going to have to go ahead and correct you right there. I am not the White Lightning champion anymore. The unsettled Chris Cage was able to take his Sparky back.
I
And
forgot it. Damn it.
absolute congratulations to my bestie. I'm happy that he's finally back to a place where he's comfortable. I know he dipped his toes in the main event for a while, and that was just, it was too much for him. So I'm glad that he's regressed back to where he belongs. Good for him.
I apologize. You're right. I completely forgot about that. So at least now that means you don't have to worry about that at Unyielding or whenever the next White Lightning title match, unless, of course, you once again win the High Voltage Invitational. But let's talk about the big match with Simply the Best. And knowing that he not only wants to win it for himself, he wants to bring that title to the elevated society. What are your thoughts? I mean, what's going through your mind at this point facing STB next week?
Look, I'm no stranger to fighting 5, 6, 12 people at once. It's kind of become a thing that I've been known for. So I'm going to take the elevated society, and with all due respect to them, as much shit as I just gave Chris, I've always also sung the praises of Chris Cage. Love that guy. Papa Shaker, one of the genuinely best people that I know. Sai out there, just an absolute thrill to watch all of the violence that she's able to throw down. Than the other people that are also in that group. They're all very talented on their own, but I'm going to throw that to the side for right now and talk about Simply the Best by himself. I think that if you look at our current rankings, number 1, number 2, this is something that is not the first time we've seen that. In fact, we've seen Simply the Best and Paragon of Greatness sitting at the 1 and 2 spot an awful lot of times over the last almost 2 years or so, and that's because, well, one, I was on a mission to win that World Heavyweight Championship back no matter what, and two, Simply the Best is just that talented. I think that he had a bit of a slide back for a while, and maybe something was wrong with Simply the Best, but I would be willing to bet, whether it's true or not, if you were to ask Simply the Best, Blake Bradley, their advocate, the Sheik, they would tell you that the slide back was not because of some sort of problem with Simply the Best. It was probably a strategical move, and it'd be hard to not believe that, because Simply the Best is another one of those people that undeniably has the ability to, at will, beat any opponent and walk through any obstacle. I don't know if it's true of anybody else. I would be strongly willing to bet that it is not true of anybody else. Simply the Best, currently undefeated in the rankings period. And that says a lot about his determination and momentum going into this pay-per-view. Somebody that keeps getting very close and then getting blocked at the last second to lose his opportunity. I can relate to that in a very personal way. Simply the Best, very similar to myself in the ring. Two technical wrestlers, a lot of passion. They really want that prominent spot. And we just saw it with myself and the Immortal Griffith, how many times that I tried and failed. Simply the Best has had an awful lot of opportunities too. And it hasn't discouraged him. He hasn't gone away. I think that his company aside, it speaks a lot to his character. He's somebody that can't be deterred and doesn't give up when things get difficult. And that, more than any other external factor, is what concerns me going into this pay-per-view. Simply the Best doesn't get distracted. Mind games don't work on him. Oftentimes, strategy isn't going to work on Simply the Best because he's going to have as good or better of a strategy than you have. It's going to be a pure skill versus skill matchup between two of the most gifted technical wrestlers in the history of RAWF. And I know that he's probably expecting some trash to be spoken. I'm generally nice to most people, not a big fan of a lot of his friends, but I've never once taken an issue with Simply the Best. I don't think that he belongs in that same category. There's not just respect for Simply the Best, there's admiration for the man. He is the kind of wrestler that makes me love this business and makes me want to keep lacing up the boots week in and week out. That kind of competitor is an inspiration, and it should be an inspiration to all of us. I anticipate, especially with everything that's on the line, not just the World Championship, but obviously the implications of winning that match, that this will be an unbelievably spectacular match. And honestly, to say the best man will win kind of sells it short, because Simply the Best isn't just one of the best competitors. He is genuinely and truly somebody that understands this art form better than almost anybody. I beyond look forward to this match.
Well, you are looking forward to it. You only have another week to look forward to it. El Vacant, anything you'd like to ask the champ before the big match?
I look. I don't. I look. I know your whole thing is like you're really nice, and you try to find the best in everybody. But I got to tell you, like I learned a long time ago. When there's a table full of enemies and someone sits at that table, they just agreed to be your enemy. I don't know that I would uh, say, oh well, STB's not like the rest of them. He's a member. He's like the rest of them.
Look, if anything, that diminishes Simply the Best. I think that Simply the Best is not improved because of the elevated society. The elevated society has improved because of Simply the Best. He can have his advocate, who is one of the few people I've been on record to say is a genuinely bad human being. You can have Blake Bradley, who's out there playing hype man every week, and that's great for him. Blake Bradley is a great talker, but these are all bells and whistles that are added to an already finely tuned machine. Simply the Best could only be detracted from by relying on other people, and I hope that I'm right in understanding who he is and what he is as a competitor, and that he knows that all of these additional distractions could only pull him down in a crucial moment. But that's really up to Simply the Best, isn't it? I don't speak for him. Apparently, other people do. We'll only know when the bell rings, I guess.
I guess. I mean, look, I said it before. I'll say it with you sitting right here. I can't for the life of me believe that you've gone through everything you've gone through over the past bunch of years simply to become a transitional champion. So I have all the confidence in the world that you're going to retain.
Myself, I obviously, you have to believe in yourself to succeed in this business. You have to know what you're doing and keep that mentality and that mindset of being a champion in order to, well, be the champion. That being said, I think that it's very telling to how much I respect Simply the Best that once you are the world heavyweight champion, assuming that you defend that title, your position in the rankings doesn't really matter. Yet I've gone out here and gone balls out like I do every month for the rankings. I went up against Simply the Best himself in the Extra Points tournament in an hellish match to win that Extra Points tournament, and something that If I win the title match, doesn't matter. Yet, for some reason, it seems very important to me to still keep those rankings points. And I think that more than anything else, that shows the level of respect that I have for Simply the Best and the threat that he does possess at any given match.
I mean, the two of you, respectively, over the past couple of years, have been the 1 and 2 points getters, you and STB. So this is kind of like the ultimate showdown for the ultimate prize coming up at Unyielding. So, that being said, Paragon, any final thoughts you'd like to convey before we wish you best of luck and talk to you again next week?
Well, I'd like to address Ken Costa real quick. We didn't have a whole lot to go on this week, but Ken, I know that you're still absolutely killing it right now, and to go into this pay-per-view against myself and the Immortal Griffith is the platform that you need to really prove the point that you want to prove. And like I said, back in the days when I was first starting out, I ran afoul of the Immortal, and it was a rough go to get yourself established when you got to go up against the Immortal a lot. I think that we heard Vacant just talking about that recently. You feel bad for a guy when their first big title match comes up against the Immortal. Well, how about when your first like 4 or 5 title matches come up against the Immortal? It's not a lot of fun, but I see a lot of myself in Ken Costa, and I could just imagine if back in the day, during that time, had somebody like Mordrin Nightwalker taken a challenge for me while I was fighting the Immortal Griffith at the same time, somebody that was at the top of the card, already Hall of Fame established, and wanted to platform me, told me that they believed in me as a star, how much easier that road would have been to get to the top. And that's what I always wanted to do, is once I got to this position, I wanted to platform people that deserved it, and Ken Costa absolutely deserves it. And the final note on Simply the Best, I just love to see it. I'm a big guy that wears a lot of purple. I'm big purple. He's a big guy. He wears that dark pink, almost purple color. He's kind of a big purple himself too, and I love to see a big purple wrestling showdown at the main event of a pay-per-view. That is something that I love to see.
And you're not wrong. That is one of his major colors. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of purple in that main event. All right, well,
Prince would
Paragon.
be proud.
Paragon, thank you very much for your time, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
So, I mean, he makes a good point about Ken Costa, Vacant. This is going to be the biggest night of his RAWF career.
Absolutely. And here's the interesting part about it. As long as he has good matches and handles it correctly and professionally, he doesn't have to win either of them to actually get a really big bump in his career. He's facing two of the biggest names this company's ever seen on the same night. If he can put on a good showing against these two men, it cements him as a real threat in this company.
Agreed. So yeah, that is Ken Costa has a big night ahead of him at Unyielding, just 8 nights away, live from New Orleans. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring back the first class lass, if we could.
In the town where the shadows breathe, there's a name you won't ever speak. Molly Malone, she walked alone, her footsteps echo cold as stone. They said she cursed the midnight air with a heart too broken to repair. A wrong soul left in the dust, now they whisper that's what she gets for trust. She was the ghost they couldn't save, a restless heart, a silent grave. Every word was a fleeting dream, every prayer a twisted scream.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first class lass, Maeve O'Hare. Maeve, are you there?
I'm here, Bossman. Nice to see you again. It's been all of, 25 minutes?
Yes, it's been a lifetime. I missed you.
Well, of course you did. I'm delighted. Hi, Vacant. Oh, I see how it is.
Vacant? I think he.
Oh, sorry, Mike
He's
was not
he's
functioning there.
he's
Hold on,
he's got other things on his mind. I understand.
I was pouring a drink on. I didn't want the mic to pick it up. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. How are you keeping, Bossman?
I have. Do you want a cerveza? I have more.
I think I'll pass. Thank you, though.
So Maeve, once again, you have an update on that scene you've been working on for us, which
Yes,
very much appreciate. Would you like to?
I take back what I said. I was too hasty about the Riverside app. Because when I went back and tried it again, I guess I was holding my mouth right this time. When I clicked on the link from WU and I was logged into the app, it went directly to the app. So it's actually quite helpful. So yeah, I take back what I said. Go ahead and download the Riverside app if you think that you're going to be calling into the show often, and you'll be doing it from a mobile device because it's actually a lot simpler than trying to do the mobile web.
Good. Yeah. And eventually we're going to do something a little different in the coming weeks, but we just haven't gotten there yet. We're going to be broadcasting live on YouTube eventually, but
Chaz lad, send me an inbox and I'll see what I can do to talk you through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off air, because I hadn't had no problem with it. So we'll figure out where the confusion is.
But let's see. But yeah, thank you very much for doing that, Maeve. You've been kind of quiet in the ring as of late. Nothing much to do. Anything you'd like to discuss as far as RAWF, what's going on with you?
Well, it's Immortal season, and I got a lot on my mind. I got the Bridget tourney that I'm running. Looking forward to going home next month. I suppose I've got things on my mind, but I don't think it would be of much interest to most folks here, so we won't go into that. We're distracted because I were working on all of this update stuff. Who did he say that I'm facing tomorrow? We're at Bahia.
Let's see. You're taking on Beast.
That's what I thought. That's exciting. I'm so happy to see Beastie back.
Yeah, you and Beast actually have a little bit of a history as far as I believe it was the Midnight Hobo title.
That's who I won the Midnight Hobo title from the first time round.
Yeah.
So I'm always happy to see Beast. I'm glad to see Beast back. So I'm excited for tomorrow. That'll be a fun match. And I'll probably be a little more talkative because I always enjoy seeing Bahia. He's one of my faves.
Yep, me too. And I see you had a new entrance song there. Talk to me about what that song. That song must have some meaning for you to want to have that as your song. Talk to me.
It does. So, for those of you playing at home, you may have noticed that one of my finishers is called the Curse of Molly Malone. And there's a very long, convoluted story about how the move came to be called that. But I wanted to reflect that because it's become a key part of who I am as a wrestler. It's the finisher I've been using core since I was like 16, which makes me feel very, very old now. I need a moment. All right, the moment's passed. But no, I've been using the Curse of Molly Malone as my finisher for almost a decade now, and we're not always called the Curse of Molly Malone, but then that name stuck, and the Curse of Molly Malone is actually a pastiche of two things. So there's the Curse of Mary Malone and her 9 blind orphan children. But there's also the folk song about Molly Malone, who was a fishmonger. I believe that's one of the things that Judgy used when he did an interview with me several years ago. And those two kind of got formed into an amalgam, if you will. And so I wanted to kind of celebrate that And just do something a little fun with it, something a little different. So yeah, I had the song written up for me, and I'm excited to be using it, and I'm very glad that you got hold of it so that I could use it to come on tonight. It's one of the nice things. I miss my old music. I really do. I enjoyed that one a lot. But there's something nice about having this personalized touch to it. So I suppose that's a good thing about Riverside is that I got to go out and get some new music for it.
Yep, it is one of the things. And yeah, I think I'm gonna upload the full song, make a little video for it, and we'll have. I think what we're gonna do is play some when we do our outros here for the show. We're gonna play people's songs because I know there's right now I've got 4 people who have you may had or had songs made for them.
Speaking
So
of Boss Man, no one else has brought it up, so I'll address the blonde elephant in the room. I like your new theme music.
well, thank you. Yes, that was, and I recorded that a couple weeks ago. And at the end of the show, I'm gonna play the full song for everybody.
Oh,
Uh,
that's exciting. I can't wait for that.
it is called "The Lord of Saturday Night." So
How
looking very
appropriate.
yeah, absolutely. I'm quite proud of how that song turned out. So all right, but yes, tomorrow you take on Beast here in Albuquerque, and as of yet, you do not have an opponent for Unyielding. I'm sure Randy will rectify that by next
I
week.
don't need to
So
know about what Randy's rectifying. That's his business, not mine.
at any,
I that is not what that word means.
well,
Isn't it?
No, young lady.
I haven't been called a young lady in ages.
well, yeah. At any rate, why did I just say that as if I think I do think spending all that time with your folks the last couple times I'm looking forward to seeing them again.
Well, they're looking forward to seeing you, and Ma'am wants to know if you've got anything special that you'd like for her to cook.
Um, whatever she wants to cook is fine with me. I'm
Oh,
as,
bless.
as long as it doesn't concern animals' private parts, I'm good. You
That's
know,
more the Scottish than the Irish.
okay. I figured it.
They
Like,
don't. They don't. They don't put gonads in haggis.
No, they put them in batter and then fry them.
Well, yeah, but they do that. They do that in the States too.
Yes, and I don't eat there either.
I were purely mad the first time someone offered me Rocky Mountain oysters, and I thought it were actually oysters. And then I was like, "That's not an oyster. I know what that looks like, and it's not an oyster." And then they
That
told me
ain't
what
it.
it actually were, and I was like, "No, it's a no from me."
I believe my response was, "But why though?"
I mean, I suppose like if you don't want things to go to waste, but like people say that they're a delicacy, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm good.
But
There are so
but
many
are
other
they?
parts of a sheep that you can eat that aren't that. But no, my ma'am will not be fixing any sort of Rocky Mountain oysters or haggis. That's not something that we eat at my house. I have some coworkers, if anyone is interested in a haggis, that could probably get you an authentic one. But no, it's, I think she were thinking more like, is there some sort of American dish that she could practice making to impress when you come visit?
I mean, no. I don't like doing that. Uh, she can cook whatever she's comfortable cooking with because that's when the best comes out. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Look, anything with potatoes.
I mean, there's going to be potatoes. There's potatoes at literally every meal at my house.
I
Is
I
there
love it.
anything that you don't care to eat? Like, is there a type of meat, a normal type of meat that you don't like?
Well, that mystery meat that El Vacant
Hey,
serves
hey, hey!
You're gonna end up getting sued for defamation of character, boss man.
us. At any rate,
We're probably not going to have tacos at my house.
that's good.
But I think she'll probably end up making like a lamb stew or something like that.
See, that's what you did. The next time we're over there, you should invite me over, and then I can cook for your family.
I think my mom would purely love to have an authentic El Vacant taco.
I'm here to help.
Well, you're always welcome to come too. We're going to be in Ireland.
I know what you should have her make you, boss.
What's that?
Anything out of mutton.
I'm
telling you, like a good shepherd's pie with mutton instead. Oh, it's so good.
Well, of course it's got to have mutton, because if it's got beef, then it's a cottage pie, not a shepherd's pie.
Correct. See.
Everyone knows that.
All right. I like I said, I'm not picky. I'm
sure that Ma'am will roll out the red carpet for yourself and for Vacant if he wants to come along. He's more than welcome.
There you go.
So,
all right.
Just over a month, and I cannot wait. I'm always happy to go home, and I'm even happier when I get to bring my friends with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to call into the show using the Riverside app on your phone or on your computer, the instructions for doing so, thanks to the lovely Maeve O'Hare, are in a scene in RAWF. It will be on her feed. It will be on my feed. It is how to call into Riverside FM, the new home of RAWF After Hours. Thank you, Maeve, for that. And anything else you wanted to cover before we move on?
No, I think I'm good. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, boss man. And I suppose I wish the same to you, Vacant, even though you're distractible tonight.
What? Look, you saw what she did.
I saw nothing. I was busy doing actual work.
Well, trust me, you'd have been distracted too. Well, I mean, actually, I don't know if you would have been, but you probably would have been.
Good night, you two.
All right. Thank you, Maeve. And her man really does cook some really good stuff, El Vacant.
I've gathered.
You'll find out. Trust me. All right. By the way, speaking of my new song that we were talking about, I'm going to play the full, unabridged, full song at the end of the program for all of you to listen to. What's that?
You said that already.
Did I? Oh,
you did.
Well, I'm just making sure everybody heard. All right.
Not a senior moment at all, I'm sure.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, RAWF Hall of Famer and somebody who's in the top 25 currently, also debuting a new song. Let's bring on...
Boots hit the dirt, stealing my stare, six-pack of visions, I don't fight fair, rattlesnake blood running through my veins, mess with the best, you'll be feeling the pain. I'm a renegade, born of all, raised on rage, knuckles up, I set the stage, drinking beer and kicking pain, ain't no cage can hold my name, a redneck avenger, don't need no crown, but you best believe I run this town. To the square circle, ain't no rules when I raise this hurdle. I don't tap out, I don't back down. You cross my line, you're going down.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is R.A., the red-necked one, the Redneck Avenger. R.A., good evening, sir.
Good evening, L.A. How you doing?
That's a spiffy new song you got there. That's pretty cool. How did you come about that?
Well, a fella, a good old friend, sent me over a link and said, I got something for you. And man, did something absolutely spectacular. And I'm really, really thankful for it. That was pretty damn awesome.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad. It is pretty cool. So brand new song, brand new video. And I don't know if you see the pictures up that I got up here, but yeah,
Oh,
I was ready for you this week.
man,
I was ready for you.
You knocked it out of the park, my friend. You really did. That was really, really nice. Oh man, I tell you, I seen the new song. It kind of brings me the song. I was listening to El Bacon, and I had an idea. Could add something to the menu. It's the Redneck Road Rash Burrito. I mean, it's a whatever you find. Just got to pick out the gravel and just kind of make me kind of gives me a tune in my head and a song in my heart. A roadkill, picking up the roadkill. Animals running the road and a standstill. Pick 'em up and throw 'em on the griddle, serve 'em up country fried.
Hate all of you.
You're
You're gonna get me shut down by the FDA. Just stop it.
Well, I think once they have a taste of one, you put enough Carolina Reaper pepper on there, and they ain't gonna care what it tastes like at that point.
Oh goodness. Well, all right, you came in at number 23 in the top 25 tonight, even though it's only halfway through the period. Seems like you're getting ready for immortal season yourself. Talk to me about the success you've had so far.
Well, I've just kind of had a little new burst of wanting to get some things done in the RAWF. It's some things have slowed down a little bit in other venues, but we've all been riding a good wave of success in the main venue that I've been working in. We just got through with the final, and it was really, really close. It ended up a battle between two titans and legends, and it was a really good fight. But kind of like to up my profile here in RAWF. I've been a Hall of Famer for quite a few years now, and it's one of the best honors that I've gotten in this industry so far. And I just enjoy going out and kicking people in the head. There's a certain thrill to it, just kind of that little look on their face of dread for about a tenth of a second right before your boot connects. I mean, there's nothing like it.
Indeed, no doubt about it. But all right, tomorrow here in Albuquerque, here in the desert, if you will, taking on Crazy Serb, and it's kind of a natural rivalry almost between you and Serb. Just the different things. Talk to me about facing him tomorrow.
Oh man, he's tougher than a pair of woodpecker lips, and he's always a good fight. I think his thing. We're going to Albuquerque. Do I need to take a left turn at Albuquerque?
He just said tougher than a pair of woodpecker lips.
He did.
That's classic right there. That's just a thing of beauty.
That's the truth, man. You tangle up, you're in for one. That will guarantee to be a good fight.
Yeah, Serb is no slouch. There's no doubt about it. RA, definitely a good test where you go into Unyielding. And again, just like with Maeve, don't know who your opponent will be at Unyielding, but it's an opportunity to cement your place in that top 25 and maybe get yourself a title shot going into Immortal, something that haven't seen you do for a while. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
I'm looking forward to it too. Won the Battle of the Avengers, so I'm riding get a good little momentum started. So can't complain.
No, you certainly can't. El Vacant, anything you'd like to ask RA?
No, I can say I'm really happy to see you kind of coming back. There was a while here where you were really on fire and you were really pushing, and then you kind of settled back. I know life happens, and you were kind of content just being in the background. But I like the fact that you don't seem so content anymore. You just want to remind people who the hell you are, and I like that.
That's an absolute. Absolutely accurate observation there, El Vacant, and I think we're in for a lot of fun.
So, Renegade's obviously probably the oldest, if not one of the oldest, if not the oldest group in RAWF. Been there since pretty much day one. Y'all came over when we had Sifty had to close CSW back in the day. You and Dev and Prince and a few Pebs and a few others. And while a lot of those people were gone, Renegade's still kicking it, if you will, after what's been almost 12 years now
right
here in RAW. But now we got this new group in here, and they're making a push to being pretty dominant, and that's the Elevated Society. If they could end up holding quite a few titles when all is said and done at Unyielding. What's the talk in the Renegade camp? Because I admit I've only peeked in there a couple times over the I got so much busy. But what's been going on behind closed doors in the Renegade camp about the Elevated Society?
Well, so the elevator operator society, I think they're a fine group of folks, but we don't really give them much. How many have come and gone? How many? And we're still there. We, like you said, we've been there from the beginning. Ain't nobody gonna fluster us, and they want to have some fun, run around in a circle and beat the chest like they like a gorilla, and listen to the cheek fella talk a bunch of crap. How much talk have we heard over the years? Lots of it.
It's true.
It doesn't make much of an impact, and they want to play ball. Batter up, baby.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm looking forward to seeing what you and of course Dev and all the other Renegades do. Who in the Renegades besides yourself you think is the most dangerous to an RAWF championship?
Oh man, we got our own our own robot going. Danger Will Robinson, Danger Will Robinson. Yeah, we almost wore that damn thing out because there ain't a person in Renegade that ain't dangerous. Dev, of course, is a legend. DW, yeah, try getting in her way. Might not work out how you like it. Extreme Enigma, he has come into his own, and there's a reason why we selected him to join us and to be a part of the Renegades. You take your pick.
I mean, you're not wrong. All three of the names you mentioned there. DW. I mean, DW for the past couple of years has been near the top of the rankings almost every rankings period. Very rarely is she not in the top 10.
She's got like a verbo up there.
Yeah, she does. And one of these days she's going to get her opportunity at that World Heavyweight Championship. And so, I mean,
we'll be unto who has it at that point in time.
Indeed. But we shall see. RA, any final thoughts? Anything else you wanted to cover before we move on here?
Any final thoughts? I'm waxing philosophical. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights make a left.
That's true. And lefts are dangerous in Albuquerque.
Yes, they are. Especially if you're carrying a carrot.
All right. Thank you, RA. Appreciate you calling in, and glad you like your new song and intro. That will be here for you every time you call.
I love it, man. Thank you.
All right. Redneck Avenger, ladies and gentlemen, RAWF Hall of Famer, and never plussed is never. He's very rarely angry as RA, but I have a feeling
though.
I've seen it, and when he is, look out. All right. Thank you, RA.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about him a few seconds ago. RA brought them up, and they have quite the match at Unyielding, and I hear they also may have a lot to say. Please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Enigma now joins us on After Hours.
Hello
Enigma,
again,
good
LA.
evening.
Vacant, how are you doing?
Oh, hi.
So, let's talk about where do you want to go first, Enigma? It sounded like you had a lot you wanted to say, and I figured maybe we'll let you uh, get that out of your system before we talk about the match at Unyielding.
I'm always a big fan of segues and easy talking points. Let's all get some big ups for RA. You know, speaking up. That's my boy, but he barely ever speaks. Good to see him on the radio. A good reminder that I might be the most talkative renegade, but we are all over the place. Fuck, LA, you're in the booth every week. Dev constantly has a belt. Deds constantly kicking ass. DW constantly kicking ass, but in a female way. RA, you love to see him.
That's
You're
sexist.
sexist. Yeah,
I mean,
it
a little
does
bit on
come
the
with it
Latino.
does come with that. Yeah. But no, yeah, we are all over the place. Never forget that.
All right, well, let's talk about Unyielding, challenging Tigress for the Multimedia Championship title. I know that you hold pretty high, have pretty high esteem for. Talk to me about why you want that title so much.
I am a big fan of people being a whole package. You look at RWF, and a lot of people will just look at anyone who holds that world title and say, "Oh, they're the whole package. See, they got the big shiny belt right there that I could never afford to even look at because I'm a destitute fucker." But when I think a whole package, I think of people who can work in the ring and people who can talk. Multimedia implies talking. And ever since I came here into RWF, you've heard me bitch about this time and time again. What? Name me a single multimedia champion who has actually taken the belt and made it mean something besides just a shiny belt. I mean, for God's sake, LA, no offense to you or the booking committee or whoever, but we're the opening title match. We are the first title match on the card. That shows just how much prestige that belt has lost and just it's wallowing within itself nowadays. We've had phenomenal champions in the past. Let me do some brain thinking here. Judgment. We've had the likes of, I think, Mordrin Nightwalker was one of the first champions. We've had so many people hold that belt and hold it with style and class. And Tiggs, great wrestler, but Tiggs, I'm going to be real honest with you. You don't feel like a multimedia champion to me. You feel like a champion who's coasting. And fuck, with just the 2025 I've already had so far, getting a chance to knock you off for that belt, it feels good. Everything about this feels good, but also feels shitty. Does that make sense to you? Think about this. God, I'm getting carried away. Think about 2 years ago. I've been in RWF for 2 years. I debuted about a week before Love Hurts, and I debuted so late within the cycle, in fact, that I tried to scramble to get a match thinking, oh, I gotta get on the card. Couldn't even find a match. What have I done in 2 years? I've become a 2-time Anything Goes champion, a 1-time Midnight Hobo champion, I won a season of High Voltage, and somehow, well, not really somehow, because I'm just that fucking good, whether you like to admit it or not, I'm a 4-time Superstars champion. But every single high note, every single moment has been met with some shortcoming. I win the Anything Goes title, I lose it immediately. Win it back, lose it at the next pay-per-view. Superstars title reigns, they're not super great. Every single fucking time I climb this mountain in 2 years, I'm back down. I'm losing. I'm out of the rankings period, and I get to see a jobber like Andy fucking Price at 25, and I'm nowhere to be fucking seen. I have spent 2 years talking shit, trying to back it up. In LA, I am so fucking tired of being left behind. So this multimedia title match isn't just a normal title match for me. This goes beyond even myself. Because who the fuck is the Extreme Enigma except for somebody who's a constant runner-up, a constant loser, constantly a laughing point, and a joke? If you really think about it, I'm fucking tired of that. I'm here to either win or really seriously look at who the fuck I am and what the fuck if you can excuse the colorful language I'm even doing here anymore.
Well, it's definitely a big night for you. Multimedia title on the line as Tigers will defend against you. And yeah, that would. I mean, you've been here 2 years, like you said. You've had some moments, no doubt about it. We'll see what happens. Elvake, anything you'd like to ask Enigma?
I don't know. You make some interesting points, some of which I agree with, some which I don't. I mean, I feel like we've had quite a few people that have, in their careers, really elevated certain titles or really made them stand out, and have done quite a lot with almost every title they've ever had. But I agree with you that there are others that just don't, right? And whether I think you can or can't win doesn't matter. I will say this. If you manage to get the multimedia champion, oh my God, we will never shut you up. And as a multimedia champion, that's kind of fitting now, isn't it?
That's the hope. Never shutting up and never stopping. I do talk a lot of shit, and I'll be the first to admit that once I talk shit, I get my ass handed to me. We saw the Immortal one do it. We saw the Billy one, the Gunny one, the other fucking guy do it to me a couple weeks ago. You won't be able to shut me up if I win this belt.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Any final thoughts that you have about that or anything else?
Just one final thing to say, really. I said it barely even 2 minutes ago at this point. But truly, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. This isn't just the, big things coming soon, like your local shitty pop punk band trying to make a statement. I've genuinely been sitting here and thinking. 2 years, and I haven't been able to do everything that I have. I'm walking into Unyielding. I'm walking into a title match. Depending on who I walk out as, whether I'm just the Extreme Enigma or I'm a champion, it's hard to say what's coming next. Usually I have a game plan. I have several matches in my head I could go for. I could face Ken Costa again, fix the tie. I don't know what's going next. All I do know is that the Extreme Enigma needs to fucking win this. Or, hey, who fucking knows? I'll see you guys at Unyielding.
And of course, if you do win, I want to point out you would probably be going into Immortal as multimedia champion. So something to think about as well. To add to the many things you've been
That would be
about.
nice. Immortal's the fucking dream. Gotta redeem that fucking White Lightning title match anyways.
All right. Thank you, Enigma, for your time. We'll talk to you again soon. Good luck to you against Tigress at Unyielding. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will speak with our Triple Crown not our Triple Crown, our men's and Fubar City champion about his big night at Unyielding and what he is expecting from his opponents. We'll be right back. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
The ring is set, the lights are dim, the crowd is roaring, ready to begin. Two superstars stand facing their fate. One will walk out, the other won't escape. Leading towards death, wrestling. A fight for survival, no time for resting. Every move could be their last. In this game, death comes fast.
That's LTD leaning toward death. Digital Wrestling eFed streaming live on the Blaze Radio Network here on YouTube. All original custom creations, Unique events, arenas, and titles. Over 90 active wrestlers here fighting as the gladiators of the Combat Kingdom. Join us on this wild and wacky ride, and I'll see ya in my stream.
All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning RAWF Men's Champion, the reigning RAWF Fubar City Champion, reigning RAWF Ultimate Gauntlet Champion. Please welcome.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
Immortal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Immortal Griffith. Good evening, Griffith.
Good evening, Lord Amadeus.
So, we have two title matches, two championships you are defending at Unyielding. Let's start with the men's championship. You won the Arsenal of the month for what? Is this the second? That was the second consecutive Arsenal, correct? Or is it third?
Well, technically third, second since I've been champion.
So 3 in a row. You've won 3 Arsenals in a month.
Correct.
So, with that being said, you chose Hotshot Chaz, and you did so because he was man enough to defend that Fubar City Championship against you a couple of weeks ago. You're giving him an opportunity to get not the Fubar City, but the men's championship away from you. Talk to me about facing Hotshot Chaz again.
Exactly what you both have said, and I'm going to reiterate it here just to make sure that it is from the horse's mouth himself. I made a challenge a few weeks ago to Hotshot Chaz, and I'll be honest, I didn't expect him to take it. I mean, and people told him he was foolish for accepting it. People told him, why would you do that? Blah blah blah. But he did it because he has the heart of a champion. He has what it takes to really be one of the best in this company. And I'm not saying that simply because he gave me a title shot. I'm saying that because that is the mindset of a champion. He believes in himself so strongly that he was willing to accept a challenge from the most decorated man in this company's history. He accepted a title match against the 10-time RAWF World Champion. Who does that? Two people do that. Someone who believes in himself unwaveringly and someone who's fucking insane. And you know what? Those are the two things it takes to make it in this business. So I respect that. He earned my respect. And yeah, I won that match from him that night. I have this title now. But in a show of good faith, as I said before I even got the shot, I'm going to reciprocate and give him a shot at one of my belts. And now he has it. And I look forward to this match because every match Hotshot Chaz is in, win, lose, draw, what you name it, is a 5-star match. That man is a showman, that man is an athlete, and that man is one of the very best in this business. And it is my pleasure to face him for this title. That being said, well, son, expect me to do exactly what I did last time we faced, which is remind you that while you are the heart of a champion, you are one of the very best. You're in the ring with the very best.
All right. And indeed, it will be you versus Hotshot Chaz for the men's championship at Unyielding. You will also be defending the Fubar City Championship against Ken Costa, a name who a year ago we had no clue who this person was. But he's slowly starting to grow on us and slowly starting to make some noise here. Certainly, since his return from injury earlier uh, in late last year. Talk to me about Ken Costa and you know the. Does he pose a threat to your Fubar City Championship?
I highly doubt it, and that's not a shot at Ken. I made my name in this industry, in hardcore, and every so often people forget that. So every so often I remind them, and I believe I did just that in taking the Fubar title, and I intend to hold this for a very, very long time. Um, that being said, look, Ken, I don't want this to sound berating or dismissive, but Ken for a long time was one of those up and coming mid carders, right? He had a good mouth on him. He did the whole thing, but he never quite had all the pieces in place. Like he was just like you could tell he was going to get to adequacy and stay there. But then he took that break, right? And I don't know what he did when he went home and took that break. I don't know who he talked to. I don't know what vitamins he took. I don't know what weights he lifted, but he came back a different and frankly better man. Right? The guy I see now, I have to take seriously. I have to go into that match and intend to win, not just assume I will. And there's not a lot of people I have to do that with, to be frank. And so look, I have a lot of respect for Ken. He comes in, he says what he's going to do, and then he does his damnedest to complete it. Unfortunately for him, jokingly earlier, I pointed out that, when people get these, their first major title shots, they run into me. And apparently I've been lovingly named the Griff Reaper because of it, because I bury the careers when they do that. Although I'd like to point out most of the people I've done this to have gone on to have amazing careers in the RAWF. So really, I think it's just I show them what they have to aspire to, and then they get better. Maybe that's just a conceit. I don't know. But I digress. As it comes to Ken, look, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do what I do. And you said earlier that it's a Fubar City match. I can do whatever I want. And man, I got a lot of experience of doing some really, just frankly mean shit. And Ken, the harder you push, the darker I'm willing to go, mate. So just remember that when you get into that match with me. I'm darker than you can ever wish to be. And the harder you make me fight, the more you're going to learn.
Alvakin, anything you'd like to ask the Immortal Gorn?
Yeah. How do you manage to go completely into this guy's great. He's the best ever. I'm going to kick his fucking ass because he sucks, but he's great. How does that even work? I don't know. You just heard me do it. I think it worked pretty well. Jesus Christ, this ego in this guy. I just. Oh,
God. So Griff, I want to talk to you about Immortal Season, and obviously, you want to go into Immortal at least holding at least one of those championships, if not all three.
Frankly, I'm hoping for 4. I'm just trying to figure who to challenge next.
Oh, you're going for 4, are you?
Well, actually, I've been going for 7.
I see. And what titles are on your radar at this point?
Well, so I've got the 3 I've got right now. I've entered myself into the high voltage, my baby. Sometimes I need to occasionally remind people that I invented that death match. I figure I'll go in there, I'll take that belt. So that'll be 4. And then, I haven't really decided. I would kind of like, if a certain someone managed to retain the national, I might try and challenge for that. I mean, I don't think he would be dumb enough to accept the challenge, but I might try. Because it's like the Nationals is one of those ones I haven't had very many times. I think maybe once. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's just once actually. So it's that one. I haven't had the multimedia title a bunch of times. Like I only had that one twice, and it's been a really long time. And I believe that I actually agree with Enigma that that title needs someone who's going to elevate it and really show what it means to be the mouth of the RAWF. And frankly, who better to be the mouth of the RAWF than the man who's one of the primary pillars of RAWF? I mean, really.
That's a fair point. I can't argue with any of that. So that's your plans for Immortal Season. So we'll see how that pans out for you. Any final thoughts on Unyielding or anything RAWF related?
Yeah, I do have something actually that I'm going to kind of go over because apparently I've heard some grumblings, in the back, and no one to my face because no one's apparently dumb enough to bitch about me to me. But I heard some grumblings. Like recently, our friends over in the Elevated Society apparently got really upset that I came to ringside in the finals of the Extra Points tourney. And look, I mean, I just think it's funny that they are so willing to have all these people getting around the ring and doing distracting things and all this other stuff. But when I come out to support my friend, my bosom companion of Paragon greatness, when I come out just to show him a little bit of love, and show that I fully support his reign as the RAWF World Champion, apparently they got really upset. I just don't. I don't understand. It seems like a double standard to me. I don't, but I just want them to rest assured, that, I am the faction of one. It's not like some things growing in the background. Paragon, I'm not joining the Opaque Brotherhood. Paragon's not leaving them and forming Immortal Greatness as a faction. Like these things aren't happening. So you can rest your little Kafkas aside. You don't have to worry about shaking in your chic shack or anything. You're good. But this is the important but here. Keep in mind, important, right? So I'll try to use small words for y'all. I will be at ringside for his title matches. Take that however you like.
Okay. A warning to the Elevated Society from the Immortal Griffith, and they do seem to be gaining some steam, but they have not really run into you yet. So I suppose that should be a warning they should seriously heed. All right. Thank you, Griff, for your time. We will talk with you again next week, I'm sure. And
As if you could stop me.
As if I could stop you. Exactly. Thank you very much, sir.
De nada. That's my line.
All right. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost time to call it a night. But before we do, El Vacant, any parting thoughts?
Yes, I have never used mystery meat or roadkill in any of my cooking ever.
I'm sure the health department is listening.
Ever.
By the way, there is one match from Unyielding that I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about the review. Aaron McFadden, the reigning Champion's Choice champion, will be defending that title against Mystic Maniac. Mystic Maniac getting a title. I can't remember the last time has he ever gotten a title shot in RAWF. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
McFadden choosing Mystic Maniac. The steps are, I believe Mystic Maniac can only use a couple of moves and can't use defense. So McFadden looking to walk out of Unyielding, still the Champion's Choice champion. All right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll call it a night, but not before the debut of the full song, Lord of Saturday Night. Once that song is off, we will call it a night. Thank you, Elve. Thank you to everyone who participated. And you know, we will see you all next week right here on the RAWF Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
Shine bright, stepping up the ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing chains on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cage smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, bodies let the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. From downward walls to downward chords, I bring the sound. Hate a soul in the city, gonna take my crown. Turnbuckle legend, radio king. Smack talks deadly when I let it ring. Long blonde hair, fist held high. Food bar sitting, my power won't die. Running this town with a steel cage smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. No fear, no fight, bow down, cause I rule tonight. You step into my city, you step into my brain, you step into my show, you hear my voice say 1, 2, 3, your time is gone.